Hello and welcome to Enlighten, where we're all about planning it, risking it, move forward. This is the first of a series of videos, the first one focusing on cash is king. It's designed to help those entrepreneurs that don't have any kind of finance knowledge to make sure that you make a successful business. The first thing I want to really focus on is when I talk about cash is king, are we talking about we've got a pound coin that's all of a sudden been knighted by the Queen? No, are you mad? Let's start at the beginning. Normally most of us start off as babies. We end up older than babies. For these set of videos we've got Ned. Ned's going to help us. So Ned's out on a walk and he's going through metaphorically life, but it's actually a field, really good transition. So he's trying to figure out what to do with his life, and then all of a sudden he realises that he's got an idea. The idea's triggered his mind and he knows how to make some money. He knows how to change his life. Quick side note where I'm going to talk about technical disruption, and technical disruption is something that's really happening at the moment. So we've got technologies such as computers all the way through to digital cameras that have changed. I mean, now we use smartphones for that, and yes, that is a smartphone. I'm just rubbish at drawing, can't help it. So if I draw a simple graph here to kind of demonstrate that, I'll have company size on the y-axis and time on the x-axis, and I'm going to pick the most mundane grey colour to try and demonstrate to you what companies used to look like. This was the old thing where over time your company size would gradually grow, you'd plateau, and then all of a sudden your business would begin to reduce and it would end up closing. All businesses close, there isn't a single business out there that lasts forever. So that's a normal kind of life cycle, whereas nowadays what we're beginning to see is because of the technology you can get faster and faster growth, but then oh no, the new and latest thing comes in and all of a sudden your business goes out. So that might scare you, but you know what, there's a key message. There's an increased number of entrants into the market, so make sure you're one of those new entrants. Off the side note, back to Ned. He's working away, he's a bit laid back, there we go, and he's focused on his business plan. When he's doing his business plan, like most entrepreneurs, he's probably spending most of his time focused on the product or the service or whatever he's going to do, how to make that successful. That's what makes him an entrepreneur. But there might be some other thoughts in the back of his mind around operational marketing, profitability. But the side thoughts and profitability, I mean, for most people, profitability is just the outcome. But I'm going to prove to you profit is not cash, and it is something you have to think about. So a profitable business with a bad cash flow will end the business, so it's critical to plan ahead. But the interesting thing is that a well-planned venture where cash flows have been seriously considered could actually increase your profit by reducing your cost of capital. That's something I can go into in a bit more detail in a future video if you'd like it. But let's focus on cash. So Ned's painting, that's what he does, that's his entrepreneurial talent. He makes paintings, really good paintings, and he sells them to people like Ted. Ted loves pictures of Ned. So how much profit are we talking about? Now this is not a very difficult calculation where we look at our costs. So we spent about £5 worth of paint, used the canvas for a £5, total of a tenner, and we sell this for £20. So it's not going to take a genius to figure out what our profit is. By the way, for profit we're going to use a symbol pi. So it'll be the sale price minus our costs equals profit, which is a positive £10.
Yes! Yes!
Well done, Ned. You have a profitable business. You have smashed it. Right. But what about cash flow? So let's say that Ned has to buy a full tin of paint, and that costs him a tenner, although he only uses a £5, but he needs to buy the whole tin. Canvas is a £5, it's total £15, and it takes 1 month to get them in because he buys them from the opposite side of the world, because Ned's all about the finest of materials. Now in month 1 that means a cash outflow of £15 where he has to buy all of those materials. Month 2 is when he actually sells it to Ted for a grand sum of 20 quid. So that means his net cash flows, close of play, on month 2 is £5 positive, so he's up. But there are 2 key takeaways. Not those kind of takeaways, you mug. Number 1, in month 1 we've said that he needs £15, so Ned needs £15 in advance of his business starting, which is his working capital. That's cash that you need to put into the business, and that's going to be working hard. You're not going to see that cash coming out, so you need to keep that in mind, that you'll have to invest money or cash into this business and it will be working. Number 2 takeaway is that he's got £20 month 2, so net cash flows of £5 positive, which is not equal to your profit. Don't forget we said that the profit for this transaction was a tenner. Now we're saying net cash flows are a £5, so it's beginning to give you some kind of basic level of understanding around cash and profit. In this circumstance, we're going to end up with a bit less cash actually than we do profit. But it could have worked the other way around if, for example, Ned sold that picture up front, and these are the considerations you have to think about. Now, this is not even a drop in the ocean, to be fair, because there are many things to be considering to make sure that he makes a successful business. From a finance perspective, there's a heap of other kind of categories that he really needs to factor in and think about to make sure that he makes his business sustainable. And then from a strategic point of view, you've got to think about your funding strategy or your option analysis. How does he know what's going to be most profitable, your growth plans, and ultimately your exit. If you'd like to see some videos where I really get under the skin of some of these things, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, plan it, risk it, move forward.